Hi and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, an Easter card now. Or, although I'm doing it as Easter bunnies and things like that, you know, you can do it for whatever you want. Right, rather than spend ages showing you how to cut these out, you know, you could just cut them the sharp side down. So, and again, like I say, how I store mine, this is like rabbits and ducks and things. I forget which one that is I've done on there and had like put a little Easter egg in it, which is lovely. But I tend to then keep them together. So on these magnetic strips, so then I know exactly where they are for another time. So like I often do, one I do earlier, I've cut out a load of these in sort of pastel colours, okay? So there we have a few. Now, what I then did, you might be wondering what this is laying on here. These are literally like, you know, your makeup remover pads, which can make, as far as I'm concerned, a nice little bunny bottom. So with my smallest die here, I probably have got smaller ones, but this was like a set of round stitch dies. I took the smallest die out of there. Like I say, possibly could have done with smaller, but doesn't matter. So, and then I literally, very easy to cut out, same principle as I always do. So I just put that stitch size cutting side down on one of my pads there, bit of cardboard over the top, pop the other one, oh actually hang on, let me just turn it around. So I need the cutting edge. It's got sidekick written on there, so you need that way there. Literally pop it together. The bit of cardboard, as far as I'm concerned, gives it that extra bit of sort of welly in there, really. Okay, then there we go. I'll bring it back again, one because it's the camera, and two, it gives it a sort of second chance of cutting it out quite nicely. So there we have, cut out really nicely. Yeah. Now, if you wanted to make it smaller, you could cut in there and sort of leave it a bit fluffy. I might do one just to see what it looks like, but I quite like them the size they are, actually. And I like the idea of it sort of being textured cards. So, like I say, pop them. If I have any spare ones, I will put them in the back there for another time. Here I've got my little bit of card. And what I'm going to do with a little bit of a brush, these blending brushes, I'm just going to put a little bit of green on there. Sometimes these wash out quite easily. Okay, so I've got that there. I would generally try it on an old, well, it's just a little pad here of a colour card to see what it'll turn out like. Yep, see, it's not hugely, might need a bit more actually. Yep, and I'm just literally going to pop that just there in the middle of the card, roughly where the bunnies are going to sort of look like they're sitting on some grass. Okay, generally I want that to dry. So meanwhile, the colour I use for that all I would do is just rinse it. I go into my bathroom, rinse it under the tap. Sometimes I leave them on there because it doesn't really matter, because if you have these blending brushes, you know, you keep certain colours for certain colours. So I might just leave that in there, out the way. Let's move that. That Distressed Oxide was Mowed Lawn. Do you know what? I use that one quite a lot. My husband, bless, he bought me lots over sort of the last few Christmases, so I have got a lot. Anyway, because I'm going to use, let's just say there's 3 different ones. Ears going that way, ears going that way. Those colours don't look too bad together, do they? So, right, with no ado, I'm going to turn them over for now and put, you'll see what I mean, on the backs a little bit of my sticky pads. I need to be a bit smaller than that. Right. Which will raise them up on the card a little bit. And another piece. But you'll also see, because this sticky both sides, it will do what it's going to do too. Because if I then turn stuck to my table. If I turn them over, now the little bottom will stick on there quite nicely. Some I did earlier. Here's another one. So they are literally makeup pads. If you haven't got any makeup pads, bit of cotton wool, bit of material, bit of toweling, and another one. So there they are ready. Oh, and they're so touchy, touchy, touchy. Obviously that's the backs of all the rabbits, so they are there. Now we're going to, on a piece of spare card, you've got lots of spare card about. Oh, I want a piece of this cut. This is just a bit of spare card that's going to be, I'm going to make a little to stick in the ground. Okay, so that will be going on there shortly. So I just need a piece of card. Doesn't matter if it's see, this is one that I'm ruined at some point, but this is cut a piece of card there. Now I'm going to stamp this Happy Easter on there. Stamping block. I'm not sure if I've possibly not used that before. Versifine, I still maintain, is my favourite. Nicely done. Put that to one side. Now I just need embossing powder. Sometimes it probably pays to do a few, but any I have spare, I keep an envelope with all these sentiments in. So if I'm then just having to suddenly make a card, I've got it all at hand. A little bit of hot air now. I always laugh and say I'm always in awe of this, because the magic of how it changes the sentiment. Like I say, you don't have to do this, but can you see? Really quite beautiful. Now I'm going to cut this out there, so you try and get it central. If you're not happy just by putting it through your machine, stick it down with something. I tend to sort of live dangerously and hopefully, again, I will still always pop a little bit of that on there, hold it in place, that there, that on top. Hopefully it's now in the right place. Ooh, sometimes they do crack, don't worry about it. Oh yes, nice and central there. Oh, I think it's missed. Oh, I was going to say I missed off the edge there, but in actual fact I didn't realise that. That's probably meant to be, this one I just took out my dies, meant to maybe be a little flag thing. So if you wanted to, you could put it back through that way, so that would do the edge. Let's just do that, because yeah, just pop it through there. That'll now take that edge off there again. I didn't realise, if you know what I mean. I had a straight edge, so I wonder if it's meant to be a little die that's a bit like a flag. So, but this is where I always say, you know, you use your dies for all different things. Don't look outside the box as far as you know, what they're intended for, because there you go. Now I took that off there, and I took the edge off there quite nicely. That needs to go back in where that goes in a minute or two. So now, literally going to pop a little sticky or something on there. Sorry, you hear my dogs. My husband's feeding the dogs, and sometimes one of the other dogs always want something the other one's got. Doesn't really matter. I just realised I put that on back to front. But that's okay. It's still sort of got that sort of woody effect. Just cut that down a bit. Okay, we're nearly there. Again, like I say, the cards I make are often quite quick. I do them in stages purely because, I know I've said this a few times, I don't know how to do the videos and then do the voiceovers, although that's probably a task in itself. So now with these, just want to make sure where they are going to go. Now, where am I going to fit that? Because I want that to fit somewhere too. Maybe in the middle. Maybe I'll put that on there first. If that's the case, I want a little bit of this tape. It's almost like one of them signs, keep off the grass. I mean, if you live rural, there's rabbits everywhere, isn't there? That go there. I'm hoping it might have to be, I just do 2 bunnies. But oh, actually, that's quite nice. If it's, I'm a little bit one for having to have things a bit sort of straight. So we could tuck one of those underneath there. So where I've laid my sticky bits, there's one. There's another. There. So there you have a Easter card with a lovely touchy feel. Okay, till the next time, thank you very much for joining me. See you soon.